Hey everybody, today we're going to talk more about face proportions and how to make an accurate portrait, either of yourself or someone else. I have these handouts that will be on your tables, okay? And here it shows some examples of hair and also some examples of face shape. So this is kind of one of the first things you should think about is your face is going to either be a little bit more of a square chin, a little bit more of a pointy chin, a little bit more of a rounded face. Look at the shape of your face and the face of other people around you to help get a sense of that. That's going to be the first thing you do is kind of draw an ovally kind of shape. And I always like to use my whole hand to do this so that it really, I go over it a few times to make sure that it's the shape that I want it to be. And then I start to get a little bit more defined. Okay? So, face shape. On this handout, there's some super handy information right here. So, what you'll want to do, halfway between the head and the chin is where the eyes are going to go. I know that seems low. The hairline is about halfway between the eyes and the top of the head. So that's about halfway, and then the hairline will be, about here. But look at your own face, because for me, I have quite a large forehead and my hairline is actually more up here. So eyes are going to be here, and eyes are kind of shaped like, a fish almost. And when you draw eyes, you want to draw them so that there's about one width of an eye in between the eyes. So we've got eye, and there should be about the width of an eye on either side of the eyes too. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes could fit across the face. The nose is going to be halfway down between the eyes and the chin, as you can see. So here, like the bottom of the nose will be about here. And the mouth will be about halfway between the nose and the chin. So the mouth will be about here. Now, to draw those features, there is also a handy paper with eyes, noses, and mouths. Here's a trick for noses. I'm going to draw a nose kind of like this. A nose is basically a set of bike handlebars. Those are the handles. That's the bar in between. Bike handlebars with parentheses on the side. I know that looks silly, but when you put it all together, it looks like a nose. And usually you don't actually see much of a line up here. You can kind of just get a hint of that up above. A lot of people draw noses just like this or like this, but really if you get the look of the nose at the bottom, like this, and then get those nostrils on the side, that is really all you need to get a nice accurate nose. So I'm going to look at my nose while I do that and look at the shape of my nostrils, the holes in my nose. Draw those, draw the line in between, draw those, and draw the shape of the nostrils around the side. Okay? Now, the size or the width of the nose is different between people, but you can use the eyes as a guideline. So for me, when I look at my eyes, it's about as wide as my eyes, the outer parts of my nose. So I'm kind of looking at myself in the mirror as I'm drawing to try to look at how my features match up with this general guideline. Now here's some examples of mouths. You'll notice a mouth has a curve on the bottom and then kind of like an M shape on top. And then And a closed mouth will just have a line in between. If you want to do teeth, it's a little trickier, but you totally can. So I'm going to draw kind of that middle. I'm actually going to draw the middle line first. Another handy trick, the center of the eye, looks really creepy right now, but the very center of the eye, if you drop that down, that is where the edges of your mouth are, usually. So the width of your mouth is right to the sort of center point of your eye. So I've got that. I've got the bottom part of the lip. And then I will tackle the eye. So eyes are actually, inside of your head, they're actually a sphere. You have a whole spherical eyeball, and then over that is where the lip, the eyelid is around it. So you've got your eyelid around it, and then you've got your iris, which is the colored part of your eye there. So you can see, like, a lot of people, when they draw eyes, they draw this, and then they draw the iris like that. But usually you can't actually see the white of the eye above and below. Usually the white of the eye is always covered, or sorry, usually you can only see the white of the eye either below or not at all. So like more like this. So that's the pupil, that's the black part. This is the colored part. When you have an eye like this, where there's the white showing above and below, it makes the person look really, really scared. So I'm gonna look at my eye, I'm gonna try to draw the shape, and I'm going to draw the shape of the iris, which is a circle, and then the pupil. Sometimes for a pupil, I draw a shape like this, kind of a Pac-Man shape, to show a little, to leave a space for the highlight, like that. And then on this side, I've got, and the pupil. Okay. So we've got eyes, nose, mouth. Then from here, I usually like to look at the shape of the face a little bit more, and I realized my chin isn't showing very well. I have more of a square shape here, so I'm gonna kind of change that a little bit. I need to add in my ears. Ears usually go between the eye and the nose, so about from here to here, kind of like that. Okay. And then the eyebrows, I don't know if there's really a trick for the eyebrows. You kind of just want to find where they are somewhere in the forehead. And they are going to go usually right about from this point, like lined up with the eye, to a little bit beyond the eye. And everybody has really different eyebrows. So just take a look at your eyebrows in your reflection. Sometimes if you draw them more like hairs, like as they're actually growing, that makes them look a little more real. Okay, and then we want to look at the hair. So depending on your hair, some people have hair that kind of grows curly, some people have hair that grows sort of up. My hair, I usually have if you have long hair, you have what's called a part, which is where your hair goes to either side. So I've got a part kind of in the middle of my hair. And then the hair usually comes up above the circle of the head a little bit. And then kind of take note of how long your hair is. Your ears are going to be kind of in line with the outer points of your eye. Sorry, not your ears, your neck. The outer points of your eye, and then your neck sort of slopes down from there. And then you can add whatever shape your clothing is and create some shoulders kind of sloping off to the side from there. And then whatever length your hair is, mine is about a little past my shoulders. About like that. Okay, and then from there, you can think about adding some color. You can also get an eraser and get rid of some of your guidelines that you used. Notice that I tried to draw all of my guidelines really, really lightly so that hopefully they're easy to erase and reveal more of a finished looking drawing. And I can erase all my little practice guys on the side. I want you also to be thinking about what you could add to your portrait to make it feel more like you, feel more more personalized to you. What would you want to put in the background? Would you want to put a little pet on your shoulder? What would you want to have on your shirt? Do you want to be wearing any jewelry? Do you want to have like some kind of scene going on back here, like a sky, or are you inside? Are you outside? Think about those kinds of things and plan those out in your sketchbook before you start your final drawing. After all that, we're also going to use colors. We have these really handy colored pencils that we're going to use. And I did like a test of different colors. And you could do this in your sketchbook, or you could do this on the back of your paper. I planned out kind of which colors I think sort of match with me. And I think this might be a really nice kind of shadowy color. This might be a good base tone. Like, you can definitely use lots of them in your planning. But if you actually draw them on your paper and then kind of put them up to your own skin tone and kind of match them, that's a good way to plan it out. All right, thanks everybody.